Hello, everybody. So this is our F5 LTM series session 3. So very welcome in the session 3. So this session is about the provisioning and license activation. So it is very important to understand the license activation and resource provisioning in the F5 LTM. So this is our lab setup, guys. So going forward, we'll use this lab. So these are the outside PC. We can say like client and both our LTM is there and both are in HA. So HA part will cover later, so don't worry about it. So this session is only about the license activation and resource provisioning. Okay. So and these are the server backend server. These are not the actual server. These are the basically routers, and I have made an HTTP server, so that is enough for the testing purpose. But maybe in upcoming season, I will try to put actual server, and I will try to host some a dummy website there. Okay, so that we'll see some we can say like more visual. We can we can keep like more visual things in upcoming season, right? So let's come to the topic. So guys, for license activation, first we need to be we need to create one accounts on the F5 myf5.coms. We need to type like we can say like we need to just type like f5.coms or like pre-trial license. We need to go on the F5 website and then we need to sign up with some details like company names, your name, and other stuffs. It is mandatory to sign up to get the free trial. We can say like license. And earlier it was some restriction like on one mail we can take only one license, but nowadays there is no any restriction. We can request multiple license once it is we can say like expired. Once your one license is expired, we can request another one also, another free trial license. If you have two email ID, we have if if you have login with the help of two email ID, if you have the account like with the help of two email ID, that is fine. But if you have only one accounts and one email ID, that is fine. That is also fine. Okay. So this is our LTM box one. This at the moment the license of this device has expired. So we need to first reactivate the license, and for uh, license reactivation, we can do via two-way. First is like manual, we can do via manual, and second one is you can do through with the help of if your device has the internet connectivity, we can do automatically. So for that, we need to go on the license part. Then if you click on the activate, then we need to give the some registration key, and this registration key will be shared by F5 on the email. When we try to log in on the F5, they will share once we will request it. Okay. So it is very important to first sign up and they request the free trials. Okay. So we need to give their base registration key here. And there are two types of activation method, automatic and manual. So for example, if your this device has not the internet connectivity, at that times we can do manual. If the internet connectivity is there and our F5 has a reachability on the internet to the F5 license server, so we can do automatically. But in our session, we'll do manually. Okay. So there are two types of a method to activate the license, like manual method and automatic method. Okay. So it's very simple, guys. So let's move to the license part. So I need to click on the reactivate, and here we need to give the our edit, and we need to give the registration key because whatever earlier I had used, it is expired at the moment. It is not, we can't do that thing. So I have already signed up and requested on free trial from A5, and they have shared with me on the mail. Earlier there was not option to copy, now it is option to copy. That is very good things. There are two activation method. If you are using, if this firewall, if sorry, if a load balancer has the internet connectivity reachability with a 5 license server, we can do activation method automatic also. But I'm going to show you manual. Okay, we need to click on the manual, then we need to click on the next. It is very simple. Okay, then we need to copy this dossier, control A, control C. Guys, I'm trying to explain one more thing here. For example, uh, your F5 device is For example, you are accessing your F5 device from jump server, maybe some jump server in your company, and maybe that jump server has no internet connectivity. Still, we can reactivate the license manually. How? We need to copy this dossier, and then we need to click on this link, and whatever link is there, we need to copy that link in your personal laptop, maybe the devices where internet is there. And on your personal laptop or maybe some other place where internet is there, we can click on that link, and then we can copy this dossier and generate the license, download the license, and then we can copy paste the license here in a step 3, and then we can activate it. So if your jump server has not internet connectivity, there is no any problem. Okay. Now we need to click on the license server. So in my laptop, we have internet connectivity. So at the moment, we are able to see activate.f5.com/license/dossier.gsp. So if your Jombox has the node internet connectivity, just copy this URL and paste somewhere where internet is there, and then copy paste your dossier here. Okay. And then we need to click next. And then we need to, accept the agreement and all, and accept agreement and all, then click on next. See, in this session, I'm going to only activate and show our LTM1 license, not LTM2, because the process is same. And at the moment, we are not covering each things. So that is the reason I'm showing only one LTM1. Okay. Then we can download the license, and then we can copy paste here, or directly copy paste here, Control A, Control C, and directly paste here in a step 3. And then we need to click on the next. So it will take time. Okay. So now the error, whatever earlier it was there, it is no more at the moment. So this session is about the license activation and resource provisioning. Okay. So once license part is done, then we'll move for the resource provisioning, and then we'll close these sessions. So I'm going to cover all the agenda one by one as per our courses. So I only need support from you guys to like, share, subscribe my video as much as possible. And I'm going to provide all the contents in free. Okay. So this is the step how we can do the license reactivation to your F5 LTM module. So now we need to continue. So at the moment, license part is done, and when it is going to expire, it is going to expire on May 6, 2025. It is showing offline, that is fine, because both works are in HA, and other works license is not renewed, and I also not run all the devices. So this session is just for the you know license activation things. Now it is saying online status, and it is a standby devices. Okay, that is fine. So now it is saying online and it is active. So this box is the license box at the moment, and this box is not license. So once we'll do the license part, reactivation of license of LTM2, um, it will show like other parties also as a standalone, or we can say like active, or maybe we can say like sync. Generally we see here as a in sync state. Okay, so once we put both boxes in HA, this box is showing online as active. Here we can see the option like, instead of be disconnected, we can see the option like in sync, guys. Okay, and if you log into the other box, like this box 192.168.137.103, it will show like a stand. Uh, this is the active, and this is the standalone or a standby. Not a standalone. A standalone is different things. This will be show as a standby. Okay. So license part is done, guys. Then we need to click on the next. So this is the resource provisioning. So in resource provisioning, we can do two things like management modules and for LTM local traffic modules. Okay. So there are three types of option in the resource provisioning: dedicated, nominal, and minimum. And let's come to here to understand the parts. Okay. So if you are selecting dedicated, guys, if you are selecting dedicated, it is going to be allocate all the spaces. Okay, whatever like memory, CPU, and all. We can't use for other models. So I will suggest if your box is only running as a LTM model, I will suggest to use the dedicated. Uh, in resource provisioning, I will suggest to use the dedicated. But your box is the working as LTM or DNS, both module is there, I will suggest to go with nominal. Okay, so that as per the requirement we can increase or decrease. So there are three types of method in resource provisioning: dedicated, nominal, and minimum. Dedicated means it is going to take the all the spaces related to CPU memory. Okay, we won't be able to use another module on big IP appliance if you use this. Okay, so it is going to take all the spaces related to CPU memory and all. So this setting specifies that this is the only active module. If you select the dedicated setting for one module, the system reset other module to the non-disabled setting. So dedicated is recommended if your box is only running as a LTM model. Okay. Nominal is very good because it is going to take some less of space, less amount of resources for the initial setups, and later we can increase the spaces like CPU memory and disks as per the requirement. We can increase also. Okay, so then after all modules are enabled. So in case of nominal, when first enable, a module gets the least amount of resource required. In case of nominal, only least amount of resource required. Then after all modules are enabled, the modules get additional resources from the portion of the remaining resources. So whatever the resources are remaining, we can utilize later also. Nominal indicate that we launch LTM with the bare minimum and increase the resources as we need them. This setting allocates CPU, memory, and disk space in way that is applicable for most typical configurations. So nominal is good if you want to use multiple model like LTM DNS. Okay. In case of minimum, guys, it is not recommended. Okay. Minimum is it is going to specifies that when the model is enabled, it's get the least amount of resources required. So in case of minimum resource provisioning, it is going to like take least amount of resources, and no additional resource are ever allocated to the module. We can't increase decrease later. So please um, be sure while providing as a resource provisioning, while selecting resource provisioning in the company. Okay, so big IP look at the minimum resources that model need to operate and no more than that. A resource will never increase. We can't increase the resources later. This setting allocate the smallest amount of CPU, memory, disk, space to the corresponding module. So two option is very things. In resource provisioning, I will suggest to go with dedicated and nominal. Okay, not minimum. Okay, and then in management module there are in resource provisioning in management module we have three type: of small, medium, and large. And so let's discuss about that. So if you are selecting a small, basically it is used for the lab testing purpose. And if you are using as a management model medium, where you can create 2000 configure object to identify the number of object configure on big IP. Okay. So if you're using medium, so we can create up to 2000 configuration object like node, pool memory, and other stuffs related to node. So medium is fine in the a small company. If you're using large, it is going, we can deploy more than 2000 objects. So in management module, if you are selecting large, in type, if you are selecting large, we can create more than 2000 objects. Because medium is fine for the small organizations. Okay. So in resource provisioning, two types of things is very important to understand. First is management module resource provisioning and your module like LTM, GTM, others. Okay. So medium is fine. Okay. And in local traffic, nominal is fine. Okay. Not dedicated. Dedicated, it is going to be allocated all the spaces and we can't use remaining space for other module. So it's always recommended to use nominal. And if you are sure like your box is only for LTM, then you go for the dedicated. That's not issue. Okay, this is the recommended things. Okay, we can also enable later on our another series. We can also use application as application security manager and global traffic DNS also. So if you click here and we can select resources here. At the moment, it is not required. Okay, because we are only covering LTM parts. Okay, then Resource provisioning is done, then we have platform and then other stuff. So we are not going to be do other things because this session is only about the license activation and the resource provisioning. Then we can also more thing guys. One more thing we need to remember. Once we do the resource provisioning, it is going to restart your daemons or reboot the system which caused lost connections. Are you sure want to proceed? So if you are doing resource provisioning, we need to do the non-business hour. It will impact on your services. Or the boxes are in HA, try to do one box at a time because these are the systems level of settings. This setting will never sync from one device to another devices. Okay, because once we submit it, it is going to be rebooted. It is going to kind of restart the daemons. Okay. So that's it about these sessions. So this session was just related to license activation and resource provisioning. So I hope this video is informative for you guys, knowledgeable for you guys. So if you like my efforts, please share, like, subscribe as much as possible. Thank you very much, everybody. Thanks for your times. Let's meet on the next session.